Happy Wednesday, everybody. My name is Brant Daughtry. Welcome into Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM, live over on the Eagle Media Great Bend YouTube channel. Landon Winkler is your executive producer here today. Landon is over in the corner. He's going to go to the wide camera, and then he's going to wave. There he is. He's waving. Big thanks to Landon. He does this every day. Sounds of the past 24 hours. Salvador Perez gets a warm welcome from the fans in Kauffman Stadium as the Royals return from the road. Salvi hit his 300th career home run and 1,000th career RBI while on the road. Salvador Perez is a legend, first ballot Hall of Famer, he should be, and just continues to hit milestones. And I don't know how much longer he's
got left, but he's still a really good player, man. He is still a really good player, and the Royals need him if they're going to have any chance down the stretch. We'll get to that more later in the show. Cal Raleigh against those same Royals hit his 55th and 56th home runs of the season in that game, taking the record for the most home runs by a switch hitter in a single season from Mickey Mantle, and tying Ken Griffey Jr. for most home runs by a Mariner in a season. Seattle won that game 12-5. Cal Raleigh is going to win AL MVP. He certainly deserves to. Anytime you can pass Mickey Mantle and tie Ken Griffey Jr. in some statistic, you're doing something right, because those are two of the best players ever to play the game, and the fact that his name is now up there with those guys, and he's not old. He hasn't been doing this very long, and he's just a spectacular player. He's going to pass Ken Griffey Jr. for most home runs in a season by a Mariner, and he's been a lot of fun, and it sucks that it came against the Royals, but that's where we are. And the last sound of the past 24 hours, the Braves and Nationals entered the 10th tied at 0 before the Braves exploded for 5 runs in the top of the 10th and won 5-0, highlighted by a 3 RBI triple from Matt Olson. Chris Sale pitched 8 innings of scoreless ball for Atlanta and struck out 9. I'm a Braves fan. I make no apologies for including this, but 0-0 going into the 10th inning just kind of shows you how the season has gone for both the Braves and the Nats. And Matt Olson, for a guy who is not very fast, he's a big first baseman. He hits a lot of triples. Like, he hits 2 or 3 triples a year. As a guy with not great foot speed, and yes, he's a lefty, he's a power lefty, he can get the ball into the corner pretty quickly, but just it's wild how fast he can get to several triples on the year. Those are your sounds of the past 24 hours. They come to you every day. Sports Day is presented by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Also brought to you by Equity Bank. Bank local and save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. We're going to make this first segment of the show pretty quick. We've got 3 different interviews we're going to play for you here today. The first one is going to come from Great Bend High School volleyball coach Shelly Duvall. She stopped by a little while earlier. Listeners of the show will recognize her. She was a great time. We spoke for about 6-7 minutes. You're going to enjoy this when we come back. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmy's, make it happen.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Sports Day. Brant Daughtry now joined for the first time since the show came back from summer break. Coach Shelley Duvall, head coach of Great Bend High School Volleyball. Coach, thanks for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back.
Absolutely. Excited to have you back. And, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, and things have just kind of gotten crazy and a little bit away from me. And finally, we've got you back in the studio, and I've been told in no uncertain terms, you need to get her back because she's great on the radio.
I absolutely love being on the radio. I like when they used to let me do the ads when we'd come in last time. And I don't know, I just have a good time talking on the microphone.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about Great Bend Volleyball. That's what you're here for. So your season so far, you're 7-4,
Yep.
Some super impressive wins and some close losses as well.
Yes, it's been definitely a quick start to our season. We haven't had a lot of matches, but we've seen some really good competition here in the beginning, and we've just kind of discovered that after last year's, we had a great season. The record was awesome, but we got to state and we couldn't really, compete with that hard competition. So this year we decided to add some tougher teams to our schedule. So it's been really good so far.
Play playoff teams in the regular season and get you more playoff ready.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Go with a hard schedule. So this past, I was about to say this past weekend. No, it was yesterday.
Yes.
You guys went over to Hayes
We
and
did.
faced Manhattan, who's good at everything.
Yes.
And Hayes.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about that matchup.
So
matchups.
that matchup's been, we've had that on the schedule for a long time, and last couple of years we've taken both sets, and last night we knew Manhattan and Hayes are both really tough teams. I think Manhattan might be in the top 10 for 6A right now, and competed with them, took them to 3 sets, and just couldn't outlast. They had a hitter that kind of went around all of our blockers, and so they kind of outlasted us there, and then we took on Hayes and took down some Indians.
That's one of the things that I'm finding out the longer I live here is everybody at Great Bend High School loves to beat Hayes.
Absolutely.
You love to beat Hayes.
It's crazy because, when you're in season, it is a rivalry to a T.
Mm-hmm.
Out of season, love the girls, love the parents. You could be like best friends off the court. After the game, I was hugging a couple of the Hayes parents, stuff like that, but when that whistle blows, it's competition time.
There's something about the color of the jersey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know what you mean. Rivalries are a big deal.
It is. They had their new gym, so it was kind of fun to get into their new facility and see that. They had, their football boys there, and it was pretty loud in the gym, but always fun when you can take home a win from Hayes.
Yeah, and you got to silence an intense environment too. Beating a rival is one thing, sweeping them is another.
Absolutely. Taking them in 2 was a big deal. That first set, we took them 25-17. The girls were full throttle. They were ready to go. They knew that it would be loud in there, but they were focused. They were locked in on each other, and so that first set went pretty quick, and then we got to the second set. We were tied at 23s, and I knew the girls did not want to go 3 sets. We got the ball back, and then I think the best play, I don't know, this might be one of the best plays of my entire career, but we had Stevie Mayers, who's a freshman, came in, and she was serving in the back row. She's about almost 6 foot tall. And so the last ball, we knew if they were going to set to their left side or their right side, she's a lefty. And I said, get on the line. She's going to go right down the line. And I don't know if it was anybody else and not Stevie if they'd have got to that ball because she hit it so far in the corner, but Stevie's so long, she was able to get there, got the ball over. That same hitter kind of took a little swing at it and whiffed the ball, and we ended up taking the match.
So what does the rest of the season look like for you guys?
Tough. It's going to be tough. We see Junction City. We have a little bit of a off time here. We see Junction City on Tuesday. It'll be the first night that our C team, JV, and varsity all get to travel together. And then next weekend after that, our JV's at home in their home tournament. But our varsity actually took a new tournament this year at Washburn Rural. So it's going to have some big kids there. You're going to have St. James Academy, Washburn Rural, those bigger teams that we need to see in order to be prepared for the postseason.
Break down your roster a little bit. You've already talked about one player, a freshman, making an incredible play. So you've got youngsters contributing. To break down the players for us.
We do. We have 4 seniors this year: Denver Ringo, Kimmy Hofflinger, Ava Kaiser, and Catherine Mazouk. All see playing time. Ava is our libero. She's been there for a couple of years, and then our other 3 are hitters on the court and see time wherever we need them. We've got some juniors. We've got Meredith Mazouk, Kaya Bear, and Alex Mayers, all on the court a lot. Kaya's kind of our lead setter, takes charge of the court. Alex is our outside, and Meredith is our defensive specialist. Sophomores, we have Michaela Mitten and Micah Elligood. They saw playtime as freshmen last year. Micah's a middle for us, and Michaela is our power outside right now, playing all the way around. And then freshman Stevie is in there, and she's doing a great job. And then we've got a couple extras, which is J.S. Droop, also a freshman, and then we have Bailey Kelly, who is a sophomore. So that's kind of our lead 12 right now.
I recognize a couple of those names from when I was able to call some softball games for Great Bend High School. You've got some multi-sport athletes on your team.
Our whole team is multi-sport. I mean, even Micah Elligood and wrestling, and we've got all those softball girls that are just powerhouses, and it's so fun to see them be able to compete in more than just one sport.
How much does that help an athlete? We talk about it in here with other coaches all the time about how their guys are always doing something.
Yes.
How much does that help an athlete?
It's crazy because you can see it two different ways. You can see it as sometimes their bodies need a break, and you need to take away a step back from something in order to remember to love it again and go back in. But at the same time, these kids they're in 100%, and when they're in 100% in three sports, they're ready to go. I think having a multi-sport athlete on your team is an incredible thing to have because they're just more well-rounded versus focusing on one sport.
That's awesome. Thank you for coming in today.
Absolutely.
They were absolutely right about you, just like bundle of energy. I feel like that's common among softball, or not softball, but volleyball coaches.
I don't know.
It's such high energy all the time.
I'm a high energy person. I'm a happy person. I'm also I'm a music major, so being behind a microphone is pretty comfortable for me.
Heck
so yes, conversations just kind of flow.
It's easy.
It is.
It makes this job easier for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Coach, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
That's Shelly Duvall, head coach of Great Bend High School volleyball, joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Coach Duvall for coming in. Yeah, she was awesome. She was awesome from the minute she walked in. That's not a character on the microphone. She was like that as soon as the mics were off as well. So she's awesome. Can't wait to have her back on the show. Going to try and have her on every week. And we're just going to have a good time. We're going to talk a little bit of volleyball. We're going to talk about the world of sports at large, I hope, because she told me afterwards she's got opinions on stuff and she wants to make them known. So I'm going to give her the platform to do that if that's what she wants to do. Sports Day is brought to you by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange side south of 10th and Harrison. Also brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Yeah, okay. I did that right. I confused myself. All right. Next break we're going to take. We are going to come back, and we're going to have our weekly Wednesday with Webby segment. He and I spoke about the state of high school football and the Royals, and he declared the Chiefs season over. So that's a really fun 20 minutes that we're about to spend together. So hope you all enjoyed this. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville. Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
C&E Doors, this is Eddie.
Papa, are you ready to get back to work?
Back to work? But I've been here the whole time.
But I'm back in school. You're gonna have to run the shop without me.
It will be hard without you, but people know that we provide the best service no matter the time of the year.
You could always ask me, Mom, for more help.
Who do you think is really running this place?
Garage door sales, service, and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartonccc.edu and enroll today.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry now joined by Steve Webster. And this is kind of becoming a normal thing for us, just meeting for 15, 20 minutes every Wednesday. And
we get to see Landon's haircut.
We get to see Landon's haircut. Landon.
We need to get him. He's come on over, Landon. Look at this. Check that out.
There it is. He's got it. Yeah. Look at it.
That's styling. That's not just going to a place with a barber pole on the front, okay? You're probably going to a place that a stylist. That's awfully strong. So, Landon Winkler, executive producer of Sports Day.
It's a good look for him.
I like it.
I also got a haircut yesterday. It's my same hairstyle. It's just shorter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your hair grows. I just know it's a haircut time when my eyebrows get long. So there you go. That's why we go in there. And I go to a barber pole place. So
I also did yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Some good barber pole places here in town. So
absolutely. So the Royals are dead, huh? You said last week that we were celebrating holding the funeral, the wake.
Okay,
for the
will
Royals.
You tell me what the scenario is going to be? Okay, if they win every game.
If they win every game, their best possible record, this was yesterday, was I think 87-53. Or no.
That'd be really good.
Yeah, that'd be a really good record. 87 wins was the most they could have.
Okay.
The teams currently in the wild card spot have 82 wins. This was yesterday.
Okay, well, I guess you're saying there's still a chance then.
Mathematically, there's a chance. The fact that they lost to the Mariners yesterday, when they really they needed to get off to a good start in that Philly series yesterday against the Mariners, it was kind of rough.
Still a good season that we were talking about, and we're still talking about the Royals here on September 17th, so it's been a good season. Mac Quatrero has had a pretty good year, I think. I think he babies his starting pitchers too much.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let him pitch 7 innings. He said this pitch count stuff. But, hey, this team can't hit. They haven't all year, and they've stayed in it pretty much until the end. So need some bats for next year, some younger guys, Caglione to step up and get going that way. I think catcher moving forwards, they need to start.
You need to find the Salvia replacement.
Oh, Jansen had 2 home runs last night, right?
Yeah. Probably need to have the Salvia replacement, at least in the minor league at this point.
Yeah, catchers, they get old quick.
Yeah.
So like running backs, all of a sudden.
He's been doing it a whole lot longer than most.
Well, yeah, big home run a couple days ago, but he'd gone through a really bad slump. And when Salvia doesn't hit, the Royals don't score runs, and it makes it tough. So still a good year, but hey, we'll have Royals baseball tonight for you right here.
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock,
yeah. So we'll have
Game 2 against the Mariners.
Something to listen to at night.
Absolutely. Okay. High school football around the area. Great Bend beat Olathe South pretty good. Final 40-21. I think that game was not nearly as close as that final score indicates because Olathe South did not score until the fourth quarter. It was 35-0 or like 34-0.
It was Mike Hesher's fault because they're an extra point away from having a running clock in the second half. And a running clock, if you're the winning broadcaster, hey.
It's easy.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Because we do not get paid by the hour.
No. So he said, oh, and I'm sure I can just see it. Hesher said, boy, if we get this, we get a running clock in a second. And nope, didn't get the extra point, 34-0, and that kind of allowed for a sloppy end of the game for Great Bend, but you get some other kids in. They scored. Very impressive win. Now they go to Buhler, who is one of the best coaches in the state, and Buhler knocked the Panthers off a couple years ago, and they went down there. It's going to be run heavy. Stop their run. You're going to have a pretty good chance of beating them. So Buhler's off to a good start. They always are under Steve Warner, so this will be a good matchup on Friday.
Let me tell you a little bit of drama that I think is getting set up here. Well, let's look at the other WAC game that happened in the area. Hayes beat Choctaw out of Oklahoma, 21-19, obviously a great game. I have not checked this myself, but I think I heard Hayes has jumped Great Bend in the standings. I think Hayes is now 2, Great Bend is 3.
I wouldn't have a problem with that right now, Brant. I know people say Great Bend. Well, no. Well, Hayes beat Derby. They beat Derby. They beat the defending 6A Division II champ in Oklahoma. They reached the state championship game last year. They beat Great Bend in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. It's all going to come down when they play each other. So and then play again in the playoffs. So use it as motivation. Let's go.
Week 7 is going to be awesome. I wish y'all did bye weeks up here. I wish you had off weeks like whenever, and I wish that Hoisington's was week 7 so I could go watch Hayes and Great Bend.
Bye weeks? Really?
Yeah, you get an off week. A reminder, in Georgia and Alabama, you play a 10-game regular season.
Of course.
So,
and
there's
then,
an 11-week season, and one of them you have an off week.
So is it designated? How would you know when you got a bye week? You know,
school gets to choose, and those schedules are finalized, I think, a year in advance.
Do they use districts in Georgia? What's the playoff format down there?
Oh goodness, there's so many more schools, so it's not exactly like how Kansas does it. Like there's only like 20, 25 schools in each classification in Kansas. There's like 60 per classification in Georgia at least.
Which is depending on which class it is here.
Right,
yeah,
sure.
You get the 48s and things like that now.
Right. I can't remember how they're done. It's each region, and there's like 6 teams per region. They're matched up with another region, and I think...
So the regions change each year?
Regions get redistricted or redrawn is probably a better way to say it. I think every 4 years.
Really?
I think.
Okay, so you're stuck in that. It's not going to be, okay, you get the regular season, we play week 9 here, or we play 8 weeks, and then they reseed one half of the state, which they do here for...
Right.
Yeah, your larger classes.
No, there's no seeding. It is where you place in your region affects who you play in the first round of the playoffs.
Okay, it's kind of like the district when you get to the smaller schools. Okay, I was
Right.
just wondering about that. And you get a bye week, and it's a 10-week season.
Mm-hmm.
When's basketball season start?
Basketball season starts, I think, in early October. So if you're wrestling season and basketball season, I think, start at the same time. If you are a football player that is a wrestler or a basketball player, and you make a run in the playoffs, you will miss the beginning of basketball and wrestling season.
Huh.
But only like the first 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, then how long does basketball season go in Georgia then?
I couldn't
Okay,
tell you.
it's
I
kind of
didn't play
unique.
basketball.
Well, I know, but I'm just kind of wondering. That's kind of weird because you don't want you like to have multi-sport athletes or
Sure.
give them the opportunity, but
Sure, and I'm pretty sure that basketball carries. I'm 100% positive. Basketball, if you make a run into the playoffs, does carry over into the next year.
okay. I mean, it kind of makes it tough for an offensive lineman who wants to, maybe drop some weight after football
it does.
season and get down and wrestle at 185. That might be a little bit tough. So
It does, and you will wrestle, or you will have those issues. Offensive linemen who play at heavier weights have to get below 280 before wrestling season starts, that's what it was when I was in high school. The heaviest you could be was 285.
Huh. God, I thought
That was heavyweight, and it was kind of funny. Heavyweight was anybody from over exactly 220 pounds to 285. So you had a lot of ranges in the heavyweight division.
Okay, there you go, you Georgia. I'm just curious on how they do it in other states. So.
Sure. No, it's always interesting, and to my understanding, Alabama is kind of the same way. I'm pretty sure it's
Alabama doesn't have any other sports, though, do they? Do they just have? Don't they just have football?
It is by far the biggest. It's by far the biggest in Georgia as well. But people in Georgia, especially around Atlanta, they love basketball. And if you have a good team, my senior year, our basketball team went to the Elite Eight, and that was such a big deal for Perry High School.
Where'd they play it at? Did they go to one big site or?
They hold. I think they don't hold a neutral site game until the state championship game, and I can't remember where that's played. But every round of the playoffs is played at the higher seeds' home field. And I'm pretty sure it's like that in every sport until state title game. Which football in Georgia, state title games are played in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Okay, that's cool. So that's the way it is in Kansas.
Yeah.
But as far as basketball goes, I like, hey, if you're one of the top 8 teams in the state, go play it off in a tournament somewhere.
Yeah.
Make it feel different instead of yours is somebody else's gym.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Okay.
But I love a neutral site for a big game like a state title game. But there's something about having a playoff game in a hostile or friendly gym. I love the way a crowd gets for a postseason game.
Yeah, but you go into some other gym, it doesn't feel like a state. Anyway, that's okay. So we're digressing here.
Sure.
What do you want to know, or what do you want to?
Hoisington football is really stinking good this year.
Well, you see them play.
I do. They beat Heston 39-23, and Heston got 2 non-offensive touchdowns in this game. Some quick math will tell you that means they scored 1 offensive touchdown. This was hold on. Crap, did they? I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. They scored either 1 or 2, and they missed all the extra points. I can't do the math in my head that quickly.
Okay, it's all right.
But
you only saw the game.
Right.
Okay,
I saw it Friday.
Okay.
And all I'm going is, man, this is a team that runs flex bone, triple option. They run the crap out of the ball, and they've scored 34 points and 39 points against 3A schools. They're playing up, and they're putting up these point totals.
Well, they get another chance. This is going to be a fun game coming up on Friday. Scott City comes to town, off to a 2-0 start. We talked about the schedule before the year. Last year, they started this schedule and went 0-2. Right now, they're 2-0.
Yeah, went 0-4 last year.
Yeah, where's Hoisington at right in the rankings this week? Have we
Hoisington-
looked at K-Prep so far this week?
Last week they were receiving votes. They were not in the top
Okay,
5 yet.
okay.
I feel fairly certain they'll be in the top 5 this week.
They should be, especially if they win this game. They're going to be really good.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
This Scott City team, and I'm not sure, I haven't finished my board yet, but they do have really good players. And that's from what I've seen of Scott City, they seem to always have experience. They seem to always have size.
A program that year in and year out, that's one of the first teams you want to know, okay, well, how's Scott City going to be? It's been that way in Kansas for a long, long time. These two teams used to play at a regular basis, but haven't played, as often. And, they played last year, getting that series going in Scott City. This time it's in Hoisington. So, yeah, strap it up. Here's another big one here, week 3 for the Hoiston Cardinals, and you keep going because the schedule does ease up a little bit once you get in the second half of the season. So,
yeah, they've got who is it? Southwestern Heights.
Southwestern Heights coming up in week 4. So,
yeah, and that's you've told me that's a program that is.
That's
struggling.
one that you might, if you did have to plan something around 9:30 that night, I think you might be able to get there because I would assume we'll probably have a running clock that night.
There you go. Okay. And the last school that we carry, and I just like focusing on these, Hillsborough 35, Larned nothing. It was 35-0 at halftime, and Hillsborough kind of pulled back at the very end is what we heard from Gary Wagner earlier on the show this week.
Now they go to Pratt.
Yeah, and Pratt's a good team.
Yes.
Pratt is a good team.
They
Hoisington
are.
handled him pretty good, which I was happy to see, but
And Halstead's not a bad team. I mean, it's 41-0 last Friday, okay?
right. Yeah.
How do you give up 2 special teams touchdowns when you're trying to punt the ball away? Well, that's what they did. The punter couldn't hang on to the ball, scoop and score for 2 of those. Another fumble return for a touchdown. All of a sudden, it was 35-0 at halftime in that game. But Halstead just got buried by their own mistakes. And, yeah, Pratt's a nice team. I like him. Arlie Morrell had a pretty good ball game. He's got great speed. He can run the football a little bit. But that results, they were in control of the game. Just kind of if you start comparing scores, which is all you could do at this time of year, you'd have to say, oh, Pratt beat this team 30-8. So very impressive by Hoiston, again, if you want to go back to start comparing scores again.
Arlie Morrell, just, I've watched him play a game. I know the story. 3-star tight end committed to Colorado State. Obviously a big deal. Just looking at him on a football field, he stands out.
I think he's going to continue to get bigger and fill out a little bit, like Ian Premer did.
Yeah.
But you talk to some of the Pratt people and said, well, I kind of thought he played basketball somewhere. And depending on who you talk to, say, yeah, it's probably going to be his best sport. Colorado State was at the game on Friday. Obviously, they're going by potential a little bit. They like the size. They like the hands. And he can move pretty good.
He
still
does
needs to
move
fill
well.
out a little bit to be a tight end at Colorado State.
I think people would say the same thing about Ian Premer in some ways. If he's going to be an inline blocking tight end, he's what, 220, 230 right now?
Tight end is not like back in my day when
Yeah, do you mean big slot receiver or
no,
do you
I'm
mean
just
tight end?
I'm talking about slot receiver. Yeah. I mean, Ian Premer can play anywhere.
That's
so
true. He's a really gifted athlete, and he's a good blocker in space.
yeah, and he could have gone. I mean, K-State offered him a college basketball scholarship. So yeah, Arlie Morrell. I like Pratt. I like their coaching staff, and it was fun to go back to Zerger Field. Zerger Field 90 years ago on last Friday night, was the anniversary of their first game under the lights at Zerger Field, where they played football there for over 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
When does the game start? Or better question, when does the game end? Do we start the game at 3 in the afternoon, or do we just we play until we can't see anymore.
But
We
I don't.
start at
Probably
6.
it's probably the afternoons, but 90 years, and that's just a cool setting down there for high school football. And it's from my hometown, so even though I never played there, because again, we talked many times, I went to the scholastically incredibly tough school to get into, Skyline High School, which was for high intellectual students. So my wife went to Pratt, I went to Skyline. So
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. I don't know.
You haven't been around me long enough, have you? Okay.
Where were you Friday night?
At Pratt.
You were at Pratt, okay.
Yes. Zerger Field.
And that's how you know the history of it. Well, maybe you knew anyway, but you got reminded of it.
Well, they had and the trivia question was who they played that night.
Oh goodness.
Well,
Was it Skyline?
No, they didn't. Pratt Skyline wasn't around until 1967 with a consolidation of schools such as Cullison, Byers, Sawyer, the Isabel Vikings, schools like that. But anyway, what was the question? 90 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
90, who was the team they played?
Holyrood.
Okay.
There you go.
Which is like right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's about
and
2
as
hours
a small,
away.
Holyrood's just down the road a little bit, so we got to get you out on a road trip.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to Heston the other day, and for Friday, obviously, for calling that game, but just Kansas is so spread out. There's not that many people, but they cover a lot of land, and anywhere that's not covered in people is covered by crops.
Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful?
Wide open spaces.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it when people say, Kansas is flat. You can't see. Okay, I've been in Georgia before. Oh, there's nothing better than going down an interstate, seeing trees on both sides of the road. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, the landscape here. Oh, look, over there. There's Talladega. Where'd that come from? Yeah.
Just the concrete monolith.
Yeah, it comes up over.
Yeah.
I think that's Talladega. Okay.
Did you ever see Atlanta Motor Speedway? Because it's much the same.
No, I have not.
It's outside of the city limits of Atlanta a little bit, but it feels the same way. You're driving down the road and there's trees on every side, and all of a sudden the trees part and there's a massive racetrack. It's pretty cool.
Here you can see the massive racetrack coming from a long ways away.
You can see it coming, and you're still 4 hours away. You can stand on a bucket and see the curvature of the earth.
Landon, this guy's, there he is. We need tree. Okay. What else you want to know about today? Oh, the Chiefs play Sunday.
Yeah, they do.
Their season could be over. I'm just, okay.
It's the first 0-2 start in a while.
You go on the road and you lose to the Giants, and you are 0-3.
Who did not look bad.
Well, Russell Wilson, he threw for over 400 yards.
He looks like Seattle Russ again.
If he is, the Chiefs go to 0-3, they're done. 0-3. This is the season's on the line. Okay, so, well, all right. We went on the road and stubbed our toe against the Giants. We're 0-3, but all right, boys, let's go. We've got the Ravens next. We'll turn around against them guys.
Oh,
you talk about the sink starting to go down and you're caught in the current.
Uh-huh.
And then
your point.
Yeah. K-State gets a week off.
K-State gets a much-needed week off.
Kansas gets West Virginia.
That'll be fun.
If you want to go for what KU wants to do this year, obviously get to a bowl. I'd like to see them. West Virginia, you got to go knock them off. That game is a 5 o'clock start.
I think that's right.
Yep, 4:30 pregame on Hits 106.9 coming up on Saturday.
That'd be a fun one. I love the Big 12. I've always loved the Big 12.
Really?
It is chaos. It is ultimate college football because it is chaotic all the time. And when I was coming up and kind of learning what conferences were, the Big 12 was where you would always see like 63-55, and that's exciting. It's not quite that way anymore, but still, you still get just the weird, chaotic college football games.
That was when Oklahoma and Texas were in the league. They go down and play in the Cotton Bowl for annual 55-48 games.
Mm-hmm.
Had Baker Mayfield playing on one team. Yeah, it was.
Those were fun.
Those were a lot. It's balanced. There's a national champion in the Big 12. No, but they should get a chance in the playoffs. So, and there you go. Get rid of the bowl games. You want to talk about having one game?
No.
Hey, the playoff system. You play at home until the national championship game played somewhere else.
That I'm with.
Of course, then the SEC would be granted 6 automatic home sites.
That sucks. I hate the idea of maybe the SEC and the Big Ten should take up at least half the field, and we should guarantee it. That drives me nuts. I hate that.
Yeah, we can always, you can go back. It's easy to talk memories in the SEC of, when your team won the league title. Mm-hmm. There's only 6 people, in the last 50 years that have that memory embedded somewhere.
What is it? It's Auburn, LSU, Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, I think, are the only teams to win the SEC since.
But everybody else is right there. They're good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hey, we're actually going to talk a little bit about national championships next week. I've already got next week planned for Wednesdays with Webby.
Well, you better give me some background information so I'm not having to wing it here. This is important.
You made fun of me, specifically Auburn, for claiming national titles. We're going to talk about those national titles.
Oh, my.
And you're gonna yell at me exactly like you're about to do right now. This is a preview for next week. Go ahead.
We won the national title in 1867.
None of them go back to the 1800s.
Okay.
Webby, thanks for coming in, man.
All right, thanks.
Wednesdays with Webby is here on Sports Day. I really like doing that every week. I have a lot of fun with that. Webby's such a good sport about it, and he likes it. He likes doing this. He just didn't want to do it every day anymore. So I don't know. I'm happy about that. It gave me a job. So big thanks to Webby. I promise, folks, you're going to enjoy next week. Even if you don't care about Auburn, he and I are going to have a fun time and maybe have a little something special planned. Keep an eye out. But we're going to do something a lot of fun. Also, yeah, I forgot that the Chiefs, they play the Giants this week, and who knows how that game is going to go. But after that, they have to go to play the Ravens. And there's a very real chance that they could start out 0-4, and at that point, I'd have to look at the percentages. I think only 12% of teams have ever started out 0-2 and made the playoffs. And, well, the Chiefs are there. So they've definitely they can't go to 0-3 and, probably 0-4 if they're 0-3. It's going to be a tough existence. Sports Day is brought to you by Equity Bank, adding value for customers and communities. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. See the locations tab at equitybank.com for more locations. Also brought to you by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. We got to take our final break of the show. When we come back, Mike Corson sat down with Tyus Wilson. If you don't know that name, he was a jumper at Sterling High School, was a 3-time state champion, lost one of those years due to COVID, so probably would have been a 4-time state champion. Is currently in Tokyo running track or competing in track and field events. And our very own Mike Corson got the opportunity to talk with him over the phone. Obviously, I said sit down. Didn't sit down with him. He's overseas. But got to sit down with Mr. Wilson and talk about everything track-related. And Mike Corson, such a good dude. He has offered his help a lot on this show. I have asked him to come on and had to reschedule at the last second, and I've done that a ton. And he had this interview. He emailed me about it last night and said, hey, if you want this, here's where it is. And I said, heck yeah, I want that. So we're going to take our last break of the show. When we come back, Mike Corson sits down with Tyus Wilson, former Sterling athlete, currently with the University of Nebraska as a track athlete, and currently in Tokyo. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor. And don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmy's, make it happen.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
All here at Great Bend Rec. Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Get on the fast track to earn your national certification with Barton Community College's new Medical Lab Assistant program. In less than 1 year, you'll gain hands-on training to work in medical labs, clinics, and hospitals, delivering critical patient care. With flexible learning, including 100% online courses and lab hours at your local hospital, you can grow your career or start fresh. Healthcare needs skilled professionals like you. Enroll now at mla.bartoncccc.edu.
C&E Doors, this is Eddie.
Papa, are you ready to get back to work?
Back to work? But I've been here the whole time.
But I'm back in school. You're gonna have to run the shop without me.
It will be hard without you, but people know that we provide the best service no matter the time of the year.
You could always ask me, Mom, for more help.
Who do you think is really running this place?
Garage door sales, service, and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320. Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Mike Corson on Sports Day talking to Tyus Wilson, former Sterling High Black Bear, current University of Nebraska high jumper, and now the 6th place finisher in the world high jump. Tyus, how does it feel to be competing on that stage and do so well?
Yeah, it was awesome. The first time out, and couldn't really ask for any more. I ended up with the season's best at 7.5 3/4 on a, first meet on a world stage. That's pretty hard to do, but it was awesome. The crowd was amazing. There was, I think, 50,000 in the stands, and all of them were all into the meet, and it was a fun atmosphere to do it in for sure.
And I was going to bring that up. When you compete in the United States, the top stadium in the country out in Oregon, about 13,000. So you go over to Tokyo, and it's an involved 50,000 people. What's that like to compete in front of that many people?
Yeah, I mean, even the way the stadium was set up, it had a big cover over everything. It trapped all the sound in, and when some of the Japanese athletes were going and doing well, man, it would give you goosebumps with how loud they were cheering.
And so the big kicker to me is I got to talk to some of these athletes that are competing in Tokyo, and it's a tremendous honor to take pictures of them and talk to them. You got to compete against them, and I talked to you several years ago when you were in high school. What's it like to compete against some of your idols?
Oh man, it was pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm a student of the sport, obviously, and so watching some of those guys as I was growing up, and then to compete against them in person and to hang with them, it was an amazing experience, and to get to meet them in person and be like, wow, that's who they are as a person, and it was a dream come true. The first day, the qualifying day, was pretty hard not to be looking around me the whole time, but once I got to finals, it was I was comfortable and felt like I knew what I was doing. So
yeah, and I think the name I remember is Tamberi from Italy, and you ended up basically beating him. So do you go into that competition as competition, or are you kind of a fanboy?
Before the competition, it was definitely like fanboy and looking around. Oh, that's Hamish Kerr. That's Woo and all these things. But during the competition, it's me in the bar, and when I get on that mark, nothing else really matters. Doesn't matter who I'm competing against or where I'm at. I'm just doing my thing and just having fun jumping.
Talking to Tyus Wilson, Sterling High graduate, University of Nebraska Cornhusker, and now the 6th place finisher at the Track and Field World Championships in Tokyo. Kind of walk me through the process, because usually the top 3 American qualifiers go to the Olympics. You get third there but don't get to go to Paris. You win the national championships but still don't have the qualifying mark. So how did you kind of punch your ticket to Tokyo?
Yeah, I had to go to a meet in the Bahamas actually 2 weeks after the U.S. Championships, just to secure that top 36 spot for Worlds. And thankfully I jumped well in the Bahamas and won it, so it got me enough ranking points to bump me up to 24th in the rankings. So the qualification stuff is tough, but when you're at the big meet, so like me coming to this meet and placing 6th and jumping that type of a bar, it'll stay on my rankings for a year, and it'll help me stay up in those top spots, hopefully for the next coming years. It was good to get that one under my belt, because it is definitely a hard qualification process to do, especially when you're an NCAA athlete, when the meets just don't give you the points that you really need for that.
Yeah, and so in high school, we obviously saw you in Ellenwood several times, and anybody who travels around saw you in Sterling and whatnot. I think 7.2. Now you're up in the 7.5 range. I think you were 4 centimeters short of the standard. So how much is 4 centimeters in your sport?
Man, you're fighting for centimeters at this point. Like, it's kind of crazy to think back to high school, and like my best days, I was jumping 7.2. And the starting height at this past meet was 7.2.5, and so it's just crazy to see how much I've developed and how consistent I've been. It's been great. I've had great coaching. I've had great teammates to push me to get to that level. But to get that 7.7.5 mark, it's in there. But I'm gonna need to get back to the drawing board over the off season, and I kind of had to move to my half approach during the competition to line things up at takeoff, but I just didn't bring enough speed for those higher bars, so got to bring in some more speed and line up those takeoffs and hopefully see some of those marks coming along with that.
Well, and just talk about the pressure. So you've been out in Oregon several times, even back in high school, national championship, but you don't have the world standard to get into Tokyo. What was the pressure like going into the Bahamas, knowing that your trip to Tokyo depended on a performance that day?
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to have fun with it. I knew it was going to be a good meet, and there were some good names there, but I didn't want to put so much pressure on it that I underperformed or over complicated anything. It was just another meet, and honestly, it helped kind of being a smaller meet. It didn't feel like the whole pressure of the world was on me. So I kind of was able to go out there and just say, you know what, I'm just going to give what I have today. And if it's going to happen, it'll happen. And if not, then that would be the end of the season. But
So I got to see you at Drake Relays in Des Moines 2 years ago. You took the national lead for Nebraska that day. A lot of emotion. Same thing. You're on your third clearance. If you miss the bar, you're not making the finals in Tokyo. showed a lot of emotion on national TV. What's that like to get over the bar when you need to?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the story of the season is third attempt makes, indoor NCAAs and, USA championships at 227 and qualifying for the finals at Worlds on the third attempt and then getting sixth on the third attempt, man. It's something to, I look back on my career and back in high school, if I got through with third attempt, like it was pretty much over. And to see how I've developed as an athlete and, when you're on your third attempt, it's not over yet, and like you still got 3 jumps per bar, so you got to use them all sometimes. And I've just been very fortunate to find that consistency, find that fire at those third attempts to give it my best shot.
Talking to Tyus Wilson, Sterling High graduate, still in Tokyo after a 6th-place finish in the track and field championships, world championships. So just one more question, Tyus. What does something like this do for your future?
Man, it sets me up for hopefully some professional jumping. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. I'm just having fun, and I've got one of the greatest jobs in the world right now, going around and playing a game pretty much for my life. So it's a dream come true. It's something I've wanted ever since I was a kid. So it gives me opportunities to travel the countries and to see the world a little bit, but to also get to meet some awesome people along with it.
Tyus Wilson, one of the greats in Kansas high school history, now one of the greats in the world right now. So congratulations on your 6th-place finish in Tokyo, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Big thanks to Mike Corson for recording that interview and then just telling me about it. He didn't do that because I asked him to. He did it because he's knowledgeable about that subject. He knows so much about track and field and cross country and really any sports thing that you ask him. If he doesn't know, he knows how to go find out. And for him to go and record that of his own volition, he wanted to do that. And then just happened to tell me about it. So big thanks to Corson for recording that. He's a regular on the show, and we need to get him back in here at some point. He's a good dude and very knowledgeable on everything. Sports Day is brought to you by Kern Floor Service. Take that again. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, our knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your lifestyle, home decor, and budget. Visit the Great Bend Showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also brought to you by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320, or you can visit redcedarland.com. That's going to just about do it for today's show. Tomorrow, want to go ahead and let people know this. Tomorrow, there will be no show. The Kansas City Royals, they are starting their coverage at 12, so obviously they will not be done by 12:30. So with that in mind, we are going to push the Thursday show out of its normal slot, and we'll be back again on Friday. We'll have our usual conversation with Coach Beck. We'll play that on Friday. Our usual conversation with Coach Keith. We'll have that on Friday. And we'll try to get Connor Nickel of Sunflower Sports Solutions on here as well. Those 3 interviews are always great. Connor's always a good time. Coach Beck, he always brings players in, and we have a lot of fun. And Coach Keith and the Indians are not off to a great start this year. Thought they would be much improved. I'll ask Connor about that because he said he thought they would be much improved. But unfortunately, through 2 weeks, they're 0-2 and have not looked great, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But, they haven't played a team this year that is expected to be really bad. So who knows? Maybe in the future that can get more corrected. But, hey, big thanks to Shelly Duvall, the head coach of Great Bend High School Volleyball. She took some time out of her day. We'll try to get her in here again pretty soon. I'm going to try and get her in here weekly. She's a great time. We'll talk about Great Bend Volleyball. She also just will add to the show in a whole bunch of other ways. Thanks to Steve Webster. He doesn't have to do that. He does it because I asked him to. And he cares about this show. He still really cares about this show. And he's such a good dude. And he wants good things for me. He wants good things for Sports Day. And lastly, again, big thanks to Mike Corson. Big thanks to Tyus Wilson. That interview got sent to me, or Corson told me that he was doing that interview yesterday at around 11 p.m. is when he sent me that email. So just to give you the kind of work ethic that guy has, he never sleeps. He's always up chasing some kind of story. And he's really dadgum good at it. And I think he told me that was recorded around 1 p.m. Tokyo time. So that's that. Just to get that organized and then to go through with it and then to tell me about it. It's just really impressive stuff. So Sports Day, you have been listening live from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Once again, big thanks to Landon Winkler. He's over there at the computer. Landon, go wide one more time. Wave at the people. There you go. That's Landon. He's been over in the corner. He's over in the corner every day. Also, big thanks to Landon. Big thanks to everybody because we were having issues with the cameras earlier today. You may have noticed in my conversation with Webby that we didn't have the normal camera use and had to go a little bit off kilter with that. But Landon was a big part of getting that fixed. So Landon doesn't get enough credit for the stuff he does around here. He puts up with a lot, and he gets a lot of stuff done. So he's integral to getting stuff done around here. Also, big thanks to Dakota Tucker and our ops manager, Becca. She helped get those cameras back on air as well. So there's a lot that happens around here that makes this show work, that makes this station work, and there's a whole lot of folks that it's not just me, even though I'm the one talking into the microphone. In fact, I'm probably the least valuable player that we've got at this station. But big thanks to those guys. Big thanks to you for watching and for listening. I'm Brant Daughtry. This has been Sports Day. No show tomorrow, but we'll be back on Friday.